Well, I guess exactly what happened in the third quarter? Where'd you get hurt, and how do you feel right now?
I'm fine. Nothing to worry about. Obviously, it was a great win, so I'm happy about that one.
Was it a hamstring or was it some quad or something?
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Let's go to Rich Hoffman next. Go ahead, Rich.
Hey, Joe. They shot like 37% from three, but I don't know what they ended up with at two. They made a lot of threes, but you guys you sealed off the paint pretty good. Is that how like what the blueprint is for you guys playing defense this year?
Yeah, our philosophy is, we're more worried about, protecting the paint first, making sure we don't give up easy buckets, and then just scramble and try to limit those opportunities from three as much as we can. But, going into, every game, we obviously we want to be the best defensive team in the league. So like we play in that fourth quarter, we got to play like that all game.
We'll go with Paul Hudrick, followed by Keith Pompey. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Joel. Excuse me. Kind of piggybacking off of that, how big is it on a night when you guys were kind of struggling at times offensively that that defensively you guys were able to, really pick it up and, like you said, control the paint and not really let them go on, not let them take the game over?
We got some great defenders, and even if they're big, you still got to go through me and our bigs. So we trust each other, especially when it comes to covering for each other, and we're still learning. There's a lot of times where we're not in sync and we make a lot of mistakes, but we gonna get there. We're still learning how to play with each other, but looking at the fourth quarter, we gotta watch it and really take notes and try to replicate it every single game.
Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, Joel, just talk about your performance. I know it's a cliche when people say refuse to lose, but it just seems like that's what it was tonight with you.
I mean, I just did my job, but you got to give, my teammates a lot of credit. Tobias came up big. Seth hit a big shot. We, as a team, we all had, a great defensive fourth quarter. And then offensively, we just, I guess, moved the ball. And, it's always I love and hate playing against the Raptors, especially the way they play me, doubling me, even if I don't have the ball. And it's frustrating, but I thought tonight, so I'm not happy about the turnovers, but I thought tonight, as soon as I got the ball, kicked it out, and, we just moved the ball and we missed a lot of wide open shots.
Talk about that. You're moving the ball, kicking it out. I mean, it seems like you have some enjoyment in doing that.
Yeah, I have fun. We got to make shots. But, I love doing that. I love sharing the ball. I love getting my teammates involved. And especially if we're making shots, it just makes my job easier. Now, you got to think about doubling me. Like a night like tonight, the way that double and the triple me is like if you would have made the first, let's say, if you would have went 4 for 5 to start the game, now they got to kind of adjust. And now I'm like single coverage, where it's kind of hard to stop me on one-on-one. So, we all work together. But like I said, got to give my teammates and the coaches a lot of credit.
Thank you.
Time for 2 more questions. Lauren Rosen will be first, followed by Kai Carlin. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, Joel. How good did it feel to have you, Tobias, and Ben all seem to play really well at the same time? I know you guys have now been together for a little while, but what does it say about the potential that this team can have when all 3 of you are playing the way that you did in the second half tonight?
It's a team effort. We can't do it without our teammates. Like I said, you gotta give a lot of credit to 1 through 15. Everybody that plays, we come in and we all have a purpose and we all have the same goal. So the expectations when you get out there is to, do your job. And I feel like it's not about one guy, it's not about two, it's not about 3 or 4 guys, it's about the whole team. And that's how we intend to play. We intend to play as a team. And, like I said, you got to give our teammates a lot of credit.
And we will finish up with Kai.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? Talk about the pairing with you and Seth so far. It seemed like you and Seth had like some really good dynamic duo kind of a little bit down the stretch of that game. How's that kind of going with you and Seth so far?
It's getting better. We're still learning. I didn't expect to, come in and just have the same chemistry that I had with JJ. It's going to take time. And tonight, we had a few moments where, he tried to set a pick on my guy, just like I used to do with JJ. So we get in there, but, I got to get him open. I got to, those dribble handoffs, I got to get him open. I got to, when I do that, I got to set screens because if my man gets up on him, then I'm wide open and I got a mismatch. And more than likely, it's going to be wide open because everyone that I play against, they don't want to leave me alone. So, the gravity that I have as a screener, I think can help us go a long way.
Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Ben, could you talk about on a night when the team was struggling, what kind of a lift Tobias gave you guys? It looks like, when you were struggling, he was really keeping you guys in the game for a long time.
Yeah, he was huge. Whenever you have somebody going, you want to keep feeding them and going with that momentum. So he was great for us. And Joel also was dominant. So those two guys together, had great offensive games. And then defensively as a team, we really stepped up.
Okay, thanks.
Next question, Noah Levick.
Hey, Ben. Doc has told us that he thinks Joel is doing a good job passing out of doubles and making development there. I'm just curious what you've seen from the offense that's being produced when he's drawing help and how effective that seems to be in the early going.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to double him now because if you're doing that, then we got 3 perimeter guys out there and a slasher. So, if they're not reading it the right way, we have, endless options that are open. He's doing a good job of finding those guys.
Let's go to Paul Hudrick next. You're up, Paul.
Hey, Ben. It seemed like you were early on, at least, really aggressive going to the basket, trying to finish around the rim. Was it something you saw, or is it a point of emphasis for you in general that you just wanted to get established like that?
Yeah, they were collapsing a lot. So me getting to the rim, trying to draw fouls. I think Siakam ended up with 5. A lot of foul trouble on their side, but just being relentless, getting to the rim, attacking and trying to make plays.
Thank you.
Mike Luongo will have the next question. You can go ahead and unmute and ask your question, Mike.
Thank you. Ben, they made a lot of threes, Toronto did, but you guys never got that far behind. You made the big run late in the third quarter, obviously, and in the fourth. Let's talk about being able to stay with Toronto and then make your move when you guys had to in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, obviously they're a tough team. It was just staying with it. It starts on defense and rebounding the ball for us. So once we were able to get stops and rebounds and push the pace, and then, once you see the ball going in, it's a lot easier to play defense. It's more rewarding. So, once we got those stops, it was a lot easier.
Final 2 hands are Jackson Frank and Sean Barnard. We'll get started with Jackson. Go ahead.
Hey, Ben, through 4 games, you've guarded kind of an array of guys, Russell Westbrook, RJ Barrett, Pascal Siakam tonight. I'm curious, does your approach change at all with these different types of players and what their skill sets are at all defensively?
You got to know personnel. For me, when I go into a game, I look at who I'm guarding, how they like to score, how they're effective for their team, and try to minimize that. I'm not sure what Siakam shot from the field. I think it was like 8 for 20-something, 23. But just making it tough on him. He's a good player, so it's going to make it tough on whoever I'm guarding each night because I know typically I'm going to be guarding one of the best players.
And all 3 of those guys, are kind of guys who like to get downhill and whatnot. So some of that scouting report, reading driving angles, knowing where the counter moves are, stuff like that. Is that kind of part of it too when you prepare for these matchups?
Yeah, definitely. You just got to know. just being in the league and knowing, the guys' tendencies helps a lot. And just playing to that, trying to be a step ahead.
We'll finish up with Sean.
Yeah, hey, Ben, you were second on the team tonight in rebounding with 13. Was this a point of emphasis for you? And do you think that helps specifically with like pushing into the transition game?
Definitely. If I'm able to get the rebound, I'm able to push the ball, and that gives us pace. So, if my guys are running the wings, it's tough for guys to help. So it allows me to have my lanes and get to them and make plays.